Welcome to this series of Sales DNA modules in which we'll explore face-to-face business communication skills. It's often said that the most important and valuable ability in almost any business pursuit is the ability to communicate. And while the topic of communication is broad and varied, in this series we're going to focus on those communication skills which are particularly important when you're selling almost any type of products or services, or when you're leading others whose role it is to sell. In this first module of the series, we'll look at presentation skills. That is, the art of preparing and delivering a business presentation in a formal or semi-formal environment to an audience who may be internal or external to your organization. In subsequent modules, we'll explore skill areas such as how to conduct needs-based sales conversations with customers, and also how to pitch for business to potential customers, especially when you're in a competitive situation against other suppliers of your particular products or services. If you're keen to develop your business communication skills, or to help people you lead to develop their skills, then this series is for you. An immediate outcome of improved communication skills will be your confidence in knowing that you have greater control over your own behaviours than you previously imagined, and therefore the flexibility to behave more effectively and more professionally in a variety of different business situations. For now, let's explore the art and skill of preparing and delivering an effective business presentation. We'll start by looking at effective communication and what we need to do to get our message across successfully in any situation. We'll then look at how to make sure we connect with our audience, no matter how many people we're talking to, and the things we might need to do differently in different situations to achieve this. We'll examine how to structure a presentation for maximum impact on the audience, and we'll finish by describing how to deliver that presentation confidently and professionally in order to achieve the desired outcome. What is effective communication? Let's begin by thinking about this. Many people will define it by saying something about having delivered a message so that the receiver understands clearly. And this is probably true, but it's only half of the answer. Truly effective communication is actually two-way rather than just in one direction. And this means that the sender and the receiver of a message are equal parties in the equation, where each understands the purpose and intention of the other. This doesn't mean that the same amount of information flows in each direction. That would be chaos if you were trying to present while everyone in the audience was talking back to you. But it does mean that the presenter has to be aware of the signals that the audience is sending about how they're receiving and interpreting a message. We'll talk more about this shortly. The other thing to remember here is that if your communication is truly effective, then it will have an effect on your audience. And hopefully this effect will be a positive one that you planned for in the first place. More on that later too. What can you do to have an impact on your audience and have them remember your message? Well, first of all, it'll be because of what you say, that is, the content of your message. And secondly, it'll be because of how well you deliver your message, how you structure it, the passion and the energy you show, and how well you use your voice and gestures and body language and so on. So what do you need to do to be a good presenter? You'll need to have a clear purpose in mind. That is, know what you want to achieve by presenting to this audience and convey this purpose early. Of course, you'll need to be well informed about the subject you're presenting on, but this doesn't mean you have to be a world expert. But your audience will need to be confident that you know what you're talking about and that you probably know more about your topic than you're delivering in this presentation. And this means that you don't have to say everything that's on your mind. A good presenter will focus on delivering the key information which will guide the audience to that clear purpose that we've just discussed. And next, you need to organize your information into a logical structure or flow, one that makes sense to you and is easy for your audience to follow. You'll need to be comfortable with how you actually come across to your audience in terms of your voice and your gestures and your body language and so on. This doesn't mean you need to have the skills of an Oscar-winning actor. It merely means that you need to be happy with your own performance so that you're not self-conscious while you're presenting. And if you're not self-conscious, you'll be much more able to be conscious of your audience and, in fact, truly have your attention on your audience while you're presenting. This ability to pay attention to the audience rather than yourself while you're presenting will help you to become a really effective presenter.